All right. Good morning once again. Welcome to Digitech Zeal. This is data analytics session using Power Business Intelligence, generally known as Power BI. So just like you requested, I'll just do a kind of, let's say I'm dedicating the whole of this session to see how I can reverse almost everything we have done before now, starting from the introduction to how to load data, and then finally, if possible, I will try my best, see if I can get to data cleaning aspects of the training with regard to what we have covered before. I know I was through with data cleaning. So, general introduction to Power BI. Power BI. Now, to start with, let's understand the full meaning of the BI. So, the Power BI stands for Power Business Intelligence. Power Business Intelligence. It's a business intelligence and data visualization tool. It is a business intelligence and data visualization tool developed by Microsoft that transforms raw data into meaningful insights using interactive reports and dashboards. All right, I hope you understand that. Please, can I get the rest one? I want to be sure that my audio is still good. Did you understand what I just said now?
Yes,
Hello?
sir.
Okay, good. So there are some keywords within that definition I want to simplify before I proceed to a more simplified definition. Now, if you look at the definition I just presented now, I mentioned visualization. I said Power BI is a business intelligence and data visualization tool. So the key word there is visualization. So anyone learning Power BI must understand that Power BI is one of the data analytics visualization tool. So the question now is, what is visualization? So visualization simply means the model that helps you to present your insights in a format that the insights, the trend, the pattern, and the outliers can be easily identified. Simple as that. So most time when we use the word visualization, we are not talking about graph only. We are talking about a model that helps you to present those actionable insights that you must have analyzed from the data that will end up helping someone to make informed decisions. So that is why every data analyst must have knowledge of any of these visualization tools, because it's not about your technical skills. It's not about just performing some analysis on your data. It's about the end results. And what the end result should be. The end result is, what insights are you presenting? What are the things you have been able to deduce or draw from the data you are given or were given, that the owner of that data can look at and help him or her to make more informed decision, or to re-strategize, or to revisit his or her policies, whether they are working or not. So we must bear that in mind as data analytics professionals, that our work is to come up with something tangible that someone can rely on when making decisions. I hope that is settled. That is visualization. Now, if you look at that definition again, I mentioned transforming of data. Let me take it again so that you know where I'm picking these words from. I said Power BI is a business intelligence and data visualization tool. So we have said to visualization developed by Microsoft. Tell us who created this app. Same person that developed Microsoft Excel is the same person that developed what? Power BI. Developed by Microsoft, that transforms raw data. Now, the word transformation, we need to understand it in the field of analytics. The word transformation means changing. All right, that is what it means in a simple term. It means modification, transforming data. So which means that it's not just a data visualization tool, it is a powerful tool for data cleaning. Because it is in the aspect of data cleaning that we engage in transforming data. True or false? Because I want to get a response. Just to also confirm my audio. Is it true that it is the aspect of data cleaning that will transform data most? True or false? Please let me get a response. Let's do that very fast. Let's do that very fast.
True.
It's true, because that is where you are given a raw data and you feel that there are some errors that need to be eliminated. And that will now lead to you deploying your data, the organization skill, your data reprocessing skill. And when you are doing that, you are changing, you are transforming your data. And that is what that word, that transform data, is pointing out. The Power BI is not just for data visualization, it is a powerful tool for data transformation. Now, and that definition went further to say, apart from transforming data, it went forward to say transforming data into meaningful insights. So the word insight here, I don't know if you can still remember the meaning of the word insight, because we have dealt with all these things from Excel. But let me just refresh our memory. The word insights in data analytics is nothing but those actionable findings, those discoveries, those information you have drawn from the data that can guide somebody in making decisions. They are the insights, and they are the major components of your exercise. If you analyze data and you are not able to present insight, it's as good as you are not helping them to make decisions. Because the insight will help them to navigate. The insight will help them to know which direction they are to go with their decisions. And that is exactly the reason why your service is needed. All right, now, and I went further to say, how does Power BI achieve it? I said what? Using interactive reports and dashboards. So in other words, how will this insight, how will Power BI be able to work to present all these insights? Using interactive reports and dashboards. Now, let's understand the meaning of dashboard in the field of data analytics. The word dashboard means a dedicated interface, or let's say a single interface or a framework that collects your reports models. But let me simplify it. The collection of your reports models forms your dashboard. For example, this is our dashboard. And this dashboard is going to be an interactive dashboard and dynamic dashboard. Now, what does it mean for a dashboard to be interactive? The word interactive there means communication. So which means that if I have report A here, let's say I have report A, I have a model modeling my report A. I have another model modeling my report B. Now we are saying that what there should be interaction, communication between these two reports, such that if I am slicing, that is, if I want to narrow the reports across this model to a particular objective, then it means whatever that happens here have a way of what also communicating with what happens here. That is when we say our report is what interactive. Now, when we say our report is dynamic, can somebody unmute and tell us what do we mean by dynamic what report or dashboard? Let's respond very fast, please, so that we can go far. I am waiting. What do we mean by a report or a dashboard is dynamic? Whether you know it or not, you can just unmute and say, "Sir, I don't know it," so that we don't waste our time.
When a dashboard is maybe it's properly set.
When a dashboard is properly what? Sorry, come again. I didn't get that last word.
As when the dashboard is properly set, like if that is a dynamic dashboard, when the work there is okay.
Okay, so what you are saying now is that for a dashboard to be dynamic, it means when it is well organized. Is that what you are saying in summary?
Yes.
When it's
Yes.
well organized. Okay. Now, that is not what makes the dashboard to be dynamic. The dashboard is dynamic when the values within the report changes. If you have watched Nigeria Stock Exchange or other country, you notice that the graph will be changing, isn't it? Real life, the graph, as more values are coming in, the graph will be changing. That means what is dynamic. Things are not static. You can see a value in a place like 1,000. Before you close your eyes and open it, that 1,000 will have changed to what? 5,000 due to incoming transaction. That is a dynamic what? Dashboard. I hope that is settled. Please, all these keywords, we need to understand them, because when we start working with organization, we expect that they talk to us with these terminologies. I hope we are following. Let me get a response before we proceed. Thank you very much, Mark, for that attempt. Let's round up with the definition. I have another alternative definition, should in case the first one is not well simplified to you. The second definition is, please, somebody should, you can help me to still help me to beat them in the group that the class is ongoing, they should join, please. Now, Power BI is a software application that connects This definition is very, very crucial. We need to understand it because this is another definition that tend to expand the scope, trying to make us understand that it's not just for data visualization, it's not just for data transformation. There is another advantage to it, and that is the angle this second definition is coming from. Power BI is a software application that connects, the keyword there in case you are writing, underline, connects to multiple data sources. You see it now? That connects to multiple data sources. You can see the distinction here. You can see the distinction here. So what I am simply saying here is that this making it the third thing has come again. This making it the third main function or why you should use Power BI over other words tools available there. Number one is that when it comes to visualization, we give it to Power BI. When it comes to data cleaning, which is transformation, we also give it to Power BI. Now, the third one, when it comes to ability to connect to different data sources. Somebody have data stored in the cloud, like Azure, Google Cloud, anywhere. Power BI can connect to that place and draw data or analyze data from such places, unlike other tools, like I said, that are limited. You know, in fact, when you are working with Excel, you find out that you could not access data beyond your local machine. So these are the reasons why you must learn Power BI, because one, it is the best tool for data visualization, for data cleaning, and it helps us to connect to multiple data sources. I hope we are still following. Can I get a response from one person quickly before I proceed? Let's do that very fast. I just want to make sure that the class is interactive. Good.
Okay. Yes, we are following.
Okay, good. Now, let me proceed with that definition. I say Power BI is a software application that connects to multiple data sources, cleans and transform data. So I'm still referring to what I've explained. Then perform analysis and presents the results in interactive reports and dashboard to support, get this aspect well, to support data-driven decision making. So all these data visualization, transformation, connecting to different channels, all of them must converge toward one point, which is what? At the end of the day, what does it help a businessman to do? It helps him or her to make data-driven decision making. So, ladies and gentlemen, that settles the definition of Power BI. Now, let's quickly look at some of the reasons why organizations prefer using Power BI. If you're writing, why organizations use Power BI. Number one, to analyze business performance. I hope we are making our note. I'm trying to slow down in between to allow us, because I don't want to be writing. If I'm writing, I'm going to spend more time. To analyze business performance. You see, every business person that wants to grow, if he or she is not analyzing the performance of his or her business, he or she is making a very big mistake. The business can gradually depreciate to a point that the person can no longer survive it, just because he or she does not have a culture of what? Weekly assessing, or in some cases, it can even be daily assessment of the business. So one of the reasons why businesses, organizations prefer using Power BI is that it helps them to analyze perform our business what performance, which we call the KPI, key performance indicator. Number two, it helps businesses or organizations to monitor sales and revenue. It helps businesses and organizations to monitor what? Sales and revenue. Sales and revenue. So everything still connects to somehow the first reason. Because there are a lot of businesses out there that do not monitor their what? Sales and revenue. They can't differentiate profit from the what? The costs. Just because they are not analyzing, just because they have not hired the service of a data analyst. Number three reason why organization uses Power BI is it helps them to track employees' productivity. It helps them to track employees' productivity. Please, can somebody unmute and explain that better to us? What do we mean by tracking employee productivity? Let's do that very fast. We have an idea. Whether you have an idea or not, just unmute and say, sir, no idea, so that I can move on. Hello.
So no idea, sir.
Okay. Now, what we are simply saying here is that you have workers, you have people that are working with you, and you don't even know whether they are productive. All you do is that when month end, you pay them salary. It shouldn't be. A lot of companies are making this mistake. They don't even analyze individual staff productivity. What is happening is that they are using one particular staff productivity to what? To pay all. But a company that wants to really strive need to make sure that every staff, you need to analyze whether they are productive. This is what some company does that makes them to lay off some staff part-time. Because at the end of the day, some persons are hiding other sources, and they are using it. It's just like that single staff or few staff that are productive to be covering other. But if a business must actually grow, you must know the reason why that staff exists in that company. So that is just an advice for business owner that will come across probably this week. Now, the next reason why organization uses Power BI is to predict business trend. To predict business trend. Now, when we say trend, I believe you know what is called trend. Trend is about what is what really, or what is on top. Let me use that simple language. What is on top of the game? What is making sense more? What is producing? What is reoccurring more within your sales? Let's say you have product now. Which product is selling most? Which product are people buying all over again? That becomes your trending products. That becomes your trending product. So one of the reasons why organization uses Power BI is that it helps them to identify what trend. They know what is moving and what is not moving. The next reason is that for better decision making, you have the kind of dashboard we are going to design here. You will see that the business owner is not going to struggle in any form to what? To find out insights. Looking at the dashboard alone, you know how your business is performing. That is one of the reasons. The next one is that it reduces manual reporting. There's no point of all this manual reporting. When you are using Power BI, you can, in fact, you don't need. We are not saying that it will eliminate it totally, but to an extent, it will reduce it. Because most of those things you have engaged yourself in doing often and often, you can easily find them within your analysis dashboard. Then, of course, the last one, but not the least, is that share report across departments. Now, we are going to talk about Power BI version in a moment, so that we know one of the reasons why I'm mentioning share report across platforms. So which means that with Power BI, I can work remotely. That is, in fact, if for those of us that are learning this program, because we want to work remotely, you need to make sure you know Power BI, because this is one of the two among all that support it better. Because a company can purchase the Power BI service version that allow them to install it not in their local machine, the way you install it to your laptop now, that will allow them to install it in the cloud. So which means that you can log in from any system to the cloud. So they become browser based. You go to the browser, enter the Power BI, and then your data is connected from that storage that you must have purchased and store your data to your Power BI. So as soon as you get to that Power BI interface, all the data you want to analyze, they are already there. Like just like the way you are having all this one that we locally uploaded here. They will have been there. Your own is just to start analyzing. And whatever analysis you are performing there, your boss can view it via his mobile phone. We are going to talk about that in a second or in minutes. Your boss can what? Can monitor your report while on transit. While you generate the report, while you are working, the person can, that is why I said it support remote working system. Because a company can engage me, then I can analyze data from my comfort zone, and then they will log in and see whatever I am doing. That is the meaning of you can share. That is the meaning of you can share reports across departments. Any question on what I've explained so far before I go to the next topic? So I've given us enough reason why organization. So I deliberately give all these reasons so that you know that there are job opportunity for you out there if you want to go into service. Any question? Any question?
No, sir.
Okay, so if there's no question, what have you learned so far? At the beginning of this session, can you recap one or two things that you have learned so that we can move on? I'm giving up 5 minutes to do that, each person. As in 2 minutes and a half or 30 seconds. Just summarize, okay, what I have learned in this session. I've learned this, I've learned that. Even if you just want, just mention it, just for me to know that we are moving forward. So let me start with Mrs. Oyikos. What have you understood so far? See, Jane, I'm coming to you.
We talk about dynamic dashboard,
Okay.
building dashboard and reports.
Okay. Mrs. Jane, can you also say something? Just to also find out if you are following. You just need this feedback before I continue.
I understood that Power BI is the best this thing for data cleaning. Like, as some of the organization, all these big companies, prefer using Power BI for their works. So as a matter of fact, Power BI is more better than more better than Excel, to say. So
All right, thank you very much for
other
that.
things.
Okay, thank you very much for that feedback. All right, so that shows that we are actually following. Okay, so now we are going to proceed with another topic. let's proceed with another topic. Please, you can mute. Okay, thank you very much. So let's proceed with another topic, which is let's look at key features. Key features of Power BI. Please, I would like to ask, so if hope we have all installed it on our system. Let's respond. I want to be sure. Hope we have all installed it before now. You have the app on your laptop already, right?
I have it, sir.
Okay. Jane, let me confirm too. In case I get to the practical aspect, I want you guys to show me. I just want to be sure.
Okay, it's even my phone that I'm using for this training. I'm not
But
using
you
my
have it,
system.
but you have your original system now. Hope you are enjoying your system.
I think yes, my sister. I think I should have it now. I think I
Okay.
have the Power
Okay.
BI app.
Okay. I
No,
just want.
we've been told it before now.
Okay. All right. So I just want to find out.
Mm.
Okay. So now let's quickly talk about Power BI key features. Now this will also inform us when we say feature, we are talking about what it is made up of. All right, and some of these features are the reason why it appears to be more powerful than others. So number one feature of Power BI is interactive. Interactive. That is one key feature of Power BI, interactivity. In other words, let's say what? Interactive dashboard. Interactive dashboard. That is one of the key features. Thank God that I've explained more on dashboard, interactive. So that just take me to the next one. The next one is drag and drop. Drag and drop reports. Report creation. So what this is saying is that it's very flexible, but is one of the easiest. You are not doing much manual formula entries. Drag and drop, and you are getting maximum results. So by the time we get to the practical, you understand all this better. The next one, like we mentioned before, connect to multiple data sources. So we have also expatiated on this. I don't think you should have any issue with that. Except if you have any question, please feel free to unmute and or use the reaction button so I can pay attention. So the next one is real-time data updates. So when we say real-time data update, we're talking about why you are analyzing. If they are still entering data from the source, they will automatically updates. That doesn't mean that you will not start another analysis. That's the meaning of real-time data updates. Now the next one is AI powered insight. So which means that all the insights you are deriving, they are influenced by the AI aspect of it. So that is why, in fact, when you look at the name Power BI, business intelligence, you know that there's a lot of AI here. I hope we are still getting it. Now, the next one is DAS formula, or let me take data cleaning with Power Query. So there is an aspect of Power BI that is responsible for data cleaning. And that interface is different from your analysis interface. So that interface is called Power Query. That is an interface that helps us to clean or perfect our data before proceeding with analysis. Then, of course, one of the major aspects of it is DAS formula. So I'm going to explain this so that we understand how this works. For advanced calculation, Yes, Power BI has already some preset functions that helps us to perform all this analysis. However, there are times those preset functions cannot handle. Some of the analysis you want to perform. So you have to go out your way to consult the data analytics expression language. That is what it is abbreviated to what? DAS. DAS means data analytics expression. It is a data language, just like programming language, that programs like Power BI uses in constructing formulas that can be used to perform either basic or intermediate or advanced calculation. I want to get a response if you understand what I just explained now. Let me get a response just to also know whether you are still here. Do you understand that? Do you understand what I just explained now? Hello? Are we still here?
Yes, sir.
Okay. All right. So you just have to know at this point that so you just have to know at this point that outside those pre-built functions that helps us to analyze data swiftly, you can extend your knowledge to understanding how to use Power BI DAS language to create advanced function for advanced calculation. All right, so the next key feature of Power BI is mobile accessibility. Mobile accessibility. I hope I'm getting it right. Accessibility. Mobile accessibility. Now, what does this mean? What mobile accessibility means? What it means is that you can access Power BI via your mobile phone. Yes. You can see mobile icon here. So which means that it has Power BI report can display on a laptop and also display on a mobile phone. So you can be on transit and use what and view or be able to view reports generated with Power BI. Then the last one, but not the least, is Power BI secure report sharing, which I've explained that allow us to share, to collaborate. And that is why I said it supports a remote working system, because people can work from different locations and they can share their insight together. All right, so any question on this second topic, key features of Power BI, before I move to the next one? The next topic. Any question? Hope everything is clear to us regarding to these aspects. Let's respond very fast so that we can proceed with the next topic. I'm waiting for response. Question or everything is still clear. Like I told us, there won't be revision again. That's why I'm making sure that I want to be getting feedback, just to be sure that we are finalizing these aspects once and for all. Any question? It's like we are distracted over there. Are we doing all that in there? We have questions.
No, no question.
Which means everything is clear. All right, so let me assume Mr. Ikosi is busy with something else. Now let's quickly look at Power BI components. This aspect is also very important. Power BI components. Power BI what? Components. Right? So what do we mean by Power BI components? What do we mean by Power BI component? Now, when you say component, right, we are talking about like the pillars. Like in this case, we are referring to this component in the aspect of the versions. The major words are branches of Power BI. So number one, we have what we call Power BI desktop. We have Power BI desktop. So Power BI desktop is used to create reports and dashboards. So just to simplify it, the version we are using right now is a desktop version. All right. Now, what is the difference between Power BI desktop and the Power BI service, which is going to be the next component? The Power BI desktop is an open source, is a free version of Power BI that is created for you and I to learn how to use it. But it has the same features, the same interface with the one of service. The difference is that the one of service allows you to share your report live. So we can have up to 10 different data analysts working from different locations. And they are able to see a central word dashboard. So that is the privilege you get when you purchase, because that one is not free. As a matter of fact, an individual does not have the power to buy it. It is usually given to companies like banks. They are using it. That is why they can analyze what is happening across all their branches from their headquarters. So I was privileged to know because of some bank manager that I graduated. So I did not even know at first. It was when I introduced them to Power BI, they now showed me that, well, this is the app that they usually use. But the only thing is that the person managing it is usually in their headquarters. So, but they have been using it. So that is why I was highlighting the reason why businesses, organization goes for it compared to other, because of all this. So let's take note that the Power BI desktop, is the open source, is the free version of it, is the open source and the free version of Power BI, the one you can download free. Then the next one is the Power BI service. Please, I hope Mrs. Oikosi has come back. Are you in already? Power BI service.
Sam, yeah.
Okay. So we have Power BI service. So Power BI service is used to publish and share reports online. Look at the keyword there. To publish and share reports what? Online. Why the desktop version cannot share reports online? So we need to understand all this. Just give me a few seconds. Hello, are we still here?
Yes, sir.
Okay, thank you. All right, so I was still talking about the Power BI service. So I believe we now understand the difference between the Power BI desktop and the Power BI service. So one is local offline, while the other one is what? Online. I hope that is settled. Now, the next component is Power BI. Power BI mobile. Power BI mobile. So we have Power BI mobile. Power BI mobile is used to publish and share. Sorry, Power BI mobile allows users to view reports on smartphones and tablets. So I've also explained that. Power BI has an app that you can download from Play Store. If you go there, you search now, you'll find it. That app will give you access to the cloud, the service version. All right, because all you need is just to log in with your account detail, and then you have access to the dashboard of your data analysts from their respective location. Now we have the next component as Power BI Gateway. Power BI Gateway. So Power BI Gateway is talking about the sources. So by definition, we can say the Power BI Gateway connects on-premises data sources to the cloud. Now, what do we mean by on-premises? We're talking about data within that office that you can link them to what? To the cloud. So that is one of the advantage of Power BI as the last component there. So I think the last component, which is the fifth one, is Power BI. I hope Jane is still here. Power BI report server. Power BI report server. So what is the role of this? This hosts reports within an organization on infrastructure. I talk about the cloud. People can buy space and then they can own that space. You can call it a storage quota. All right, so let's quickly highlight, I will just glance through some of the real life or real world application of Power BI, some of the things you are expected to do with Power BI. So I will just glance through them because of time. All right, so real world application for Power BI. Number one, for sales, which means we use it to monitor revenue and product performance. Then in education, analyze student performance and attendance. All these can be used, or Power BI can be used to achieve all this. So the next one is in banking. In banking, these are real world application of Power BI. We're talking about it. In banking, it's used to detect fraud and monitor transactions. So it makes it difficult for somebody to actually manipulate. It makes it difficult for someone to manipulate because all the transactions are real time. So this is not like batch processing whereby they will manually key in information before the reprocessing. So it makes it enforces a kind of integrity or transparency. In healthcare, it helps them to track, or they use it to track patient outcome and hospital performance. So this begins to tell you where your service with this knowledge will be required. In human resources, these are people who deal with managing the employees and other recruitments. It helps them to analyze staff, attendance, and payroll. In marketing, Power BI is used to measure campaigns effectiveness, campaigns effectiveness. All right, so just to give us quick information, starting from next month, Digitech Zeal will start offering money sessions afternoon sessions and evening session. So if you have any loved one that have been looking for an opportunity to learn test skills, but they have not been able to catch up with us in the morning, in the afternoon, we are going to be fully on ground starting from August 2026. So please spread the message. And just to also give us another information, we are organizing kids/teens coding summer coaching starting on the 24th. That will be Saturday, I think so, of July. And it's going to run for a month and about 2 weeks. It will be live via Zoom. So we are going to have morning session for those that have their devices that can join. And then we also have evening session for those that are relying on their parents' devices. What they are going to learn, the first 2 classes will be on general computing, exposing them to computer environments before launching them into the coding section. And the languages they are going to learn for this period will be Python, programming language, HTML, and CSS. So please help us to tell people around you. The amount we are collecting is very cheap. We are collecting just 20,000 per child, but the first 20 children, we pay 10,000. So if you have anyone, I think with that space of 20 students is still open. We have just few of them that have registered. So you can secure your slot on time. Please help us to tell people around you. Okay, so let me just quickly talk about some of.
Please, I have a question.
Okay.
The kids, what is the age?
The age is from 5 to 15. 5 to 15.
Okay.
But if you have from adult can also join that class, but it must be an adult that we agree with us that you want to learn like the kids. But just that the fee of the adult will be different. But if you want to join that, because the terminology, the way we are going to go about it will be to their own standard. It's going to be like interactive, so that the adult will not come and say, why are they talking like children? So long that adult is ready to bend himself, because it's the children model that we are going to use, not the adult model. So that is just more awareness will be created regarding to it.
Okay.
So thank you very much. Okay, so now advantages, we have easy to learn. Advantages of Power BI, easy to learn. You are going to see very easy, easier than Excel and even Python and SQL. The professional looking dashboard, that is, the dashboard we created in Excel. To an extent, they are not professional looking dashboard. That is why most people will advance to what? Power BI. Because when you talk about creating professional dashboard, Power BI have it all. Now, support multiple data sources. We have already highlighted that. Interactive report, we have also highlighted that. Powerful data analysis, we have cloud collaboration. That is the service aspect. You cannot collaborate cloud with the Power BI desktop. That is only possible with Power BI service. Then fast report generation, scalable for organization. What does that mean? It means organization can scale their performance, right? They can measure their performance. That is the meaning. All right, so that will now take us to Power BI interface explanation. So now I want to walk us through understanding the structure of Power BI interface. Understanding the structure of Power BI interface. You see, one of the standards of learning computer programs is that every application has a user interface programmed by the programmer to allow interactivity or interaction between the user and the functions available within the app. So in so doing, this topic aim to familiarize us with the entire interface of Power BI so that when we start exploring the features, we have already known that this can be accessed here, that can be accessed here. So within the few minutes that I have remaining, I'm going to just walk us through understanding the structure of this program. So this is Power BI environment. This is the application or user interface of the application called the Power BI. Now let's start identifying the part from the top. The whole of this section that I'm navigating at, down to where you have this three button, it is called the application title bar. What does it constitute? It is made up of the name of your dashboard or your file. Let's say the name of your file, not dashboard. This is the name of your dashboard. So the name of your file, as you can see, I have details here that talks about the name, Saturday Data Analytics class, and whatever. And then we have this button, as you can see, which still remain the same way we know them in other Office applications like Word and Excel. This is for minimizing. When you minimize, it means you take off the application temporarily, but the icon of it will still be within your taskbar. Now, the next one is to restore and to maximize, which means to reduce it and to what? To increase it back. That is the work of that. Then the last one, of course, showing red background, means to close it totally from the screen, which means if you go with that icon and you have not saved your work, is as good as you start afresh. So that take us to that. Then you can search for information here. But what I believe that if you are using the Power BI service, that is where you'll be able to exploit this better. Or if you are on the internet. Then if you have a licensed account, like a company that have the service version, they can actually connect to the service version from the local version. So which means that I'm running Power BI desktop. If I want to switch to, I want to log in through this to the cloud version, then I will click here. So what does it take for you to buy it if you have a very big company and you want to implement it live? All you need is just to go to Microsoft's website, or just type what I want to buy Power BI what service. Then they will give you their form. You fill it. You must submit some name of your staff because there's a criteria there. You must have minimum of certain staff before you can buy. Once you buy it, you install it in in your center office, and then they can also be working from their respective location. Now, once you have registered, your picture will display here. So it will no longer be this user icon. It will be your picture, which means it will have been personalized or customized to you. So that is for this part. Then we have the what is it called? The standard toolbar here, where you have the shortcuts, for performing few things as a shortcut for undoing and saving. Now we have the whole of this section, which is our ribbon section. Ribbon section constitutes the tabs and their commands. What do I mean? These are like different containers. When you click on them, they get what? Expanded and display their content. So as we proceed with the learning of this program, you get to understand, at what point I should come to the features under modeling, I should come to the features under view, I should come to the feature under what? Optimize, and so on. Right? So we just have to know that all these individual menu, in fact, we call them menu. Professionally, they are called tabs. All right. And this section that keeps showing us what comes out as we click on any of them is referred to as the tabs properties bar. All right. Now let's go to the next session. The next session is this. This is our dashboard. I have already defined dashboard. So all our model, all our reports will be modeled here with the help of these visualization tools. Now, let me explain this. This is visualization section. Now, remember we highlighted it, that one of the key feature of Power BI is the ability to visualize data. So Power BI have a lot of visualization too. That is why it's champion when it comes to data visualization. You can see all these now, they are for visualizing reports. So what we are going to learn, we will be picking them one after the other and be using them to model what? To perform different analysis from the data we must have loaded. So when you claim you know Power BI, it means that you know how to use these visualization models. And let me explain that word model because I kept using it. The word model means the container that is structuring your insights, that is modeling, that is constructing your insights. The reports you are generating, they are going to be presented with the help of what? The models. I hope somebody understands that. Please, can one person unmute and tell me if you are getting it? Let's do that very fast. I also want to know whether you are still here.
Yes, sir.
Okay, good. So we need to know. So if I want to create a particular report, then I should understand the model that can present it. Right? So we're going to go through all this model, how we can use them to what? To draw insights from the data and present them here. All right? So you can collapse it like this. You can expand it. So let me collapse this and explain the next one, which is what? This filter. Now, this filter is like the basic of slicer. Remember, we did a bit of a slicer in a set when we were learning our pivot table, right? So, but this filter is like a traditional way of selecting data or the traditional way of narrowing your report to a particular specific product. For example, you have a report that highlights the performance of 5 different products, and you now want to say, okay, all this model, I want all of you to give me a report of one product because there is a particular insight you want to get from it. So you filter. So filter is to, to separate so that you can narrow to a particular variable. So that is when we start working with reports, you understand all this. The next section is the data section. The data section helps you to collate or help you to hold. It's just like a container that lists all the loaded or the uploaded data. So all these data, there are 3 different data sets that I have loaded into what? This. There are 3 different data sets that I have loaded into Power BI. So now this is where I can view them. This is where I can view the data set that I have loaded. All right, now you can expand it. Now I want to explain something. Within your data view, within your data here, you can only see the labels or the attributes or the headers in that data within your data section. You cannot view the values. The actual value are recorded under what? These headers. All right. Now, if you want to view the values recorded under each of the header, then there is a view here called table view that you can actually use to achieve that, which is a must know, because if you don't know it, you cannot actually draft analysis question. You cannot draft analysis question with just seeing the header because you don't know the type of values under them. How will you be able to know whether you want to summarize units sold product, units sold value against what? The country, mere looking at the headers. So that is why it is very important that each time you come here, you load your data. Once you get to that aspect of adopting one of the principles of data analytics that says that you must study your data before you go ahead, you must study your data, and then in the process of studying the data, if you find out that there are some errors, you clean those errors before you draft your analysis question, and then you answer those questions. Answering those questions, they are mechanism of drawing the insight, because we use the questions to derive the insight, and the insight will now be used for decision making. I hope we understand what I just explained. Now, it's very key we have that understanding. Can I get a response if that point that I just made now is, as you understand it? It's very important. You must understand the sequence. What is the sequence again? You get data, you study the data, if there are errors, you remove the errors, you draft your analysis question, you answer those questions, then the outcome of answering those questions forms your insight, and then the report we are presenting, and then the report will now be used to make decision, and the company will now begin to what? To progress. That is the sequence. All right, so now you understand this data set, data sections, that you can collapse it and also what? Expand it. You can collapse it and also expand it. I hope you are following. Please, I need to get response. I need to get
Yes, sir.
response. Okay,
Yes,
good.
sir.
Okay, thank you. Okay, so now we understand this. So I was just trying to explain this because there's no way you understand how to work with this place if I did not touch it. But that doesn't mean that I've explained this session. I think that is the next session I want to explain now. So the whole of this session is called the Power BI view components. So view means what? The way you say things. So Power BI have about 3 key views. The first view is the report view, or you can also call it the dashboard view. The report view or the dashboard view. Now, the dashboard view is where you view the insights you have modeled using these different visualization modeling tools. That is what the report view, that is where you can view them. So by default, when you open Power BI, you are in report view. Now, the next view is table view. The table view is also called the raw data view, the raw data set view. You saw it now. So if I want to view the raw data, I'll come here. Is either you call it table view or you call it what? Data view. So it helps us to view our data the way it was given to us to enable us study it and draft what? Effective what? Analysis questions. Now, the next view is model view. The next view is model view. So what is the model view? The model view is the view that displays the relationship between the data. Now you can see what is, let me collapse this. So thank God that I have loaded data. If you have not loaded any data, if you click on this model view, you are not going to see anything. If you load only one data and you click on the model view, you are going to see just one box like this. So what is happening here now? You can see what is happening here now. This is what we call the cardinality. Now, why is it necessary for you to view your data using this model view? Because there could be relationship between one data and the other. Let me break it down for you. Let's say you have a company and you have a sales inventory. And in that sales inventory, you have company, you have product name header, you have dates, you have maybe date of transaction, and then you have product ID in that sales inventory. Now you now have purchase inventory. That is a report or a record that arranges or that contain information about buying the product from the vendor. And then the other one is one that contains information about selling the same product to your customers. Now you can see that these two reports, these two data sets, they have some things in common. These two data sets, we have product name. Do you agree with me? They will all have product name. But the product name in the sales inventory is the record of products that are being sold out. While the product name in the purchase inventory is going to tell us the product that you want to go and stock. but the same header. Then that one also have product ID. This one also have product ID, which means that there is a level of relationship between dataset 1 and dataset 2. Now, the degree of this relationship, the measurement of this relationship, it is called cardinality in Power BI. And now, if we are to define cardinality, cardinality becomes the relationship, the degree of the relationship, how close it is, how far it is between one data set headers or attributes and the other data set what attributes. Now, this cardinality can be 1-to-1 cardinality. That's 1:1. What does it mean? It means that one header here is related to what? Only one header in this data set. That is 1-to-1 relationship. But that is the first one. That is what you are seeing here, 1-to-1. This is the symbol that represents 1-to-1. That is what you have a header here, one header here that is related to one header here. That is, the value in that header here can only be located under what? The header of the second data. Please, I want to get a quick response. Are you getting what I'm breaking down now? It's very important. Are you getting it? Can we respond very fast? Hope you are getting it.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Okay. So now let me see, break it down. We have 1-to-1 cardinality, 1-to-1 relationship. Now we have 1-to-many, 1-to-many. That is 1:m. 1:m. That is how we represent it. 1-to-many, which means that one header here, the value in one header here can be located under more than one header here. That is what the value in one header, they are related to value under what? Multiple what? Header. That is 1-to-many. Then we can also have many-to-many. That is m:m. A particular example of 1-to-1, a company car assigned to only one staff. That is, that car is only related to one staff. Then the example of 1-to-many is a company car. One company car is used to carry all the marketers or is assigned to many staff. So many staff can drive that car when they are going out for their assignment. It's not personalized to one person. That is 1-to-many. Now, many-to-many is what? Many company cars assigned to many words. So we can capture it, we can view it from different angles. I'm just trying to conceptualize it so that you understand what we are saying. So this can happen with your data, where you have one value here relating to many value. You have many value here relating to many value. So I'm going to show what we call data mapping. Because when you go for an interview, they can ask you what is what in Power BI. Do you know how to map data? Data mapping is you, because ordinarily, you see, as we came, I've used this data to teach my one of the lecture in physical center. And that is why there was no relationship. I was the one that forced this because I noticed some things are a bit common just for them to see these notations, this line, which signify what? Relationship. But I'm going to show you how normally Power BI sometimes can capture, can detect this cardinality itself. But where it could not detect it, you are expected to know how to what? To force them, to enforce them. And the process of enforcing this relationship is called data mapping. It's called data mapping. So let's map now. For example, now I'm just going to assume, even if it does not align, so that you know how to map. Let's assume that I want to map the relationship between one header in this data and one header in this data. So here I have employee's name, and then here I have, which one can I map here now? Let me check. Just a minute. Okay, so like I was saying, I want to map one of them so that you see the logic where Power BI could not detect the cardinality sub. Now look at it here. I just want to see the one that look alike a little. We have date here, for example, and let me check here whether I have dates. Whether I have this, I have anything that relates to. Okay, I have name, and then here I thought I have name here. Okay, let me map here. I think I have. Let me see if I can map between these. I think I should have a employee's name. If you have employee's name in this data set. Okay, good. I have employee's name. So let's assume that the header, this particular header, is name, and this one is name. Good. That is 1-to-1. Now they can be mapped. So you will drag it like this. You hold down your left button. You drag this one. You make sure that it touches the other one. So once I release my hand now, what will happen? That line will be, you see that it will bring out the two data and tell me under the name, under customer data, these are the list of name. Under data, which is the second one, these are the name. Now, if this name, in a real sense, where it should work, is that is the company that have this both data. Maybe this is data in 2024 that have the same name of this customer transacting business with you. And this is data in 2025 that still have the same name. And you are to reconcile. Maybe you are to analyze the total profit for these names for 2025 and 2021, maybe 4. So, and you don't want to perform separate analysis. So that's where you connect them so that whatever analysis you are doing, if this area is also here, all the profit of area will be collated in one place instead of doing them here and then coming here. Does anybody understand what I'm trying to break down here? Please, I need a quick response. I want us to.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Good. Now, you will now say, let's assume that as it brought out this now, you now agree that yes, the value are the same. But what did you see here? There is already what? The relationship between these two columns, which means that I have mapped it before. But if it happened that I have not mapped it, and now you can see what I was telling you. What is labeled here? Cardinality. What did it say? 1-to-1 cardinality. So once you map, you will see it here, whether it is 1-to-many or 1-to-1. Then it will now be established. Let me do another one. I just want to do another one that I've not done before so that we will see that save being active. Let me just assume that I'm trying to map this and this just for us to see the reply. Once there is no common header, it will also tell you, just watch. Good. You can see what it outputted here now, ID and this. Now, what does this say here? This is 1-to-many. 1-to-many, because they are ID, because here now is 1-to-many. So just for us, this is not the right, you shouldn't map like this where the header, because you should be able to see the value here. You ask yourself, are these value actually related to this value? Are they the same? If they are not the same, you don't go ahead. But if you still want to say, okay, I want to acknowledge them as if there's any way the ID connect to the names directly or indirectly, you continue. But I just want to show whereby this save will be active for us. So let me click on it now. You will see the establishment of that relationship. I hope we are following. So you see the way it's connected it now. The way it's connected it. Now, when you see this icon, this asterisk, let's say here now, you can see 1 here, and you can see what? This icon here. This, where you have 1, an asterisk, like this, 1 and asterisk, that is 1-to-many. But when you have asterisk here, that is what? Many-to-many. I just want to know whether you get it. Do you understand that?
Yes, sir.
Okay, good. Now, that is how to model before you start your analysis. Now, what is the benefit of this model? Now, the benefit is that I am given 3 different data sets like this, and I am to report from them, not reporting this one separately, not to create a dashboard for only this. So with the help of that modeling, So you can now create a report. Your dashboard can be made up of the record here, the record here, and the record here. That is, so always know that most companies will give you separated data. They can give you 10 data and say all these 10 data perform single analysis. So that is where you now model. You connect the one that you want their value to be. Maybe the balance from one report and the balance and the other in the other report. You want to calculate one balance. So you maybe the balance of Mr. Paul in 2024 and the balance of Mr. Paul in 2025. Now, you are not going to present the balance of Mr. Paul only in 2024. You have to present the balance of Mr. Paul across all the years. So you see where something like this will come in. So that once you click Paul like this, it will automatically synchronize all his balance from all the reports. Why? Because you have already modeled the relationship. So that is for this particular view. Remember, we're talking about the view. So now you know this view, you know this view, you know this view. Now, the DAS query, it is not a view. I said there are only 3 views. This one is they just added this icon so that you can access it. Now, this is just like when you click, it gives you a programming aspect where you can use the copy logs, which is like the AI integration. Maybe you want to write some formula to, maybe you, instead of you using the program function already, you now want to, maybe you are good at writing your program yourself, developing function yourself, which we said is the advanced aspect of what? The Power BI when I was defining those features. So this one will allow you to say, okay, me, I want to code. And this one is another, this is just like the IDE for those of us that have done Python with me. Just like the IDE that gives you a development interface. So it has 2 of them. So this is another one where you can also write your code. So the main view that you are expected to know how to navigate at are this one, this one, this one. Now, I believe that is clear. Please, any question before I explain the last view, and then we end the class here. Any question on what I've explained? Please don't joke with this video. Make sure you get it. Load 3 different data, then try this mapping, understand it. It's very important. Don't assume that you only be given only one data. If you are working tomorrow, they can give you 3 different data and say, okay, perform your analysis from them. You are going to connect the common headers. Any question, please? There's no question. I will explain the last part and then we end the class here. So which means that, please mind you, we might increase if for any reason we have not been able to finish this program this July. Once we enter August, I may increase the number of days of this program. Let's prepare for that. But I will consult you to know the time. So it may not be only in the morning. So we'll look at different times, provided it goes with everybody. Any question, please? Any question? Any question? Any question?
Not yet. We watch the video.
Okay. Now, let me just quickly explain the last aspect, the last feature, which is this session. The last feature, which is this session. The last session, which is this session. So it is called the task, what's it called? It is called will I call it the status bar? Yes, I can call it the status bar. Now, the status bar gives us information about the number of dashboards, because all these are expected to be dashboards. Maybe you are asking multiple questions. You answer the first 3 questions here. It's not compulsory you combine all of them. You can go to another dashboard. So we'll get to where we'll learn how to create a button. That while you are here, when you are done with this one, you can just click on the button. It takes you. We did something like that in Excel where we created that navigation dashboard. Now, outside that, there are some very, very important information that we can access through the status bar. Like this now, this is a laptop view. Remember we said it has mobile component. So if I click here now, I want to see how my boss that is using phone to follow what I am doing online, how will he or she sees it? You click here. So once you click here, it will switch from desktop to mobile view platform. So and it is responsive. Those of us that are learning web development, you know what responsiveness means. It means that what? Nothing will be cut out. Everything will compress. All your reports will be displayed properly within the dashboard. So this is the mobile view. So by the time we have started working with reports, after creating our interactive and professional dashboard, we will come here to see how it looks like on a phone. I hope we are together, because this is bringing me to the end of this session. And please, like I beg, don't relax again. Let's just continue this class like this. We shouldn't be begging us to join every. I understand that some delay must have causes some persons to feel relaxed. But I'm just telling you that we are back fully. In fact, a lot of activities will be happening on this platform going forward now. So you need to be very committed, please. Okay, any question? Any question? I hope all that I've explained so far, we have learned some stuff from them. So just in case you come across this video, so this is reaching you from Digitech Zeal. Digitech Zeal is 100%. Though we are planning to go into organizing seminars, but it's going to be short training that is offline with organization. So you have a company and you want us to equip your staffs with tech skills. We are open now for that. You have a church and you want us to come in there to develop some of your key members to enhance their productivity in tech or with tech knowledge or tech skills. We are open for that as well. But our main training happens online via live Zoom, just like you are watching. So in case you want to reach out to us via our YouTube, so do well to go to our YouTube and watch more video, and make sure that you subscribe so that you can continue to get more of this. So like this video and also share it. There are people out there that need lectures like this. So you can search us out at YouTube. So at Digitech Zeal. So with this handle, you need to get us on YouTube. Now, using this same handle, you can follow us on TikTok. Follow us on TikTok. So make sure you subscribe, because very soon I'll be organizing live session on TikTok where I'll be sharing some useful tech insights to us across different domains that I'm versatile on. That in case you want to follow me personally on Facebook, because I give a lot of update there, just search for Aguero, or just search for Prosper Eloho. Search for Prosper Eloho. Want to follow us on Facebook? Search for this also. Or we have 2 Facebook pages. You can search for Digitech Zeal, or you search for Digitech Zeal Academy. So we are also there on Facebook with that account. You want to follow me on LinkedIn, you can also search for Digitech Zeal, or you search for Aguero Prosper. And then you want to follow us on Instagram. We are also there. Just search for Digitech Zeal. And then you want to go to our website to see what we have done and what other services we offer. Just go to www.digitechzed.com.ng. Sorry, this is .ng. All right, so thank you for watching. So we look forward for you to call us. You want to reach out to me on WhatsApp directly. You want to book for training, that for the kids coding or for any training, cyber security, data analytics, web development, Python programming, Sage 50, AutoCAD. You want to even learn computer from scratch. which is called computer appreciation, you can reach out to me on 07069 5919. That is my direct WhatsApp. So we have about 3 different WhatsApp tech community group. So when you contact me, I'll be privileged to add you to those groups so that you can keep getting updates as they come. Thank you for watching. See you in the next class.